Today, I'll be doing a review of Artistro's 16-pack of brush paint pens. Before we get started, a quick disclaimer. The kind people at Artistro sent me these pens free of charge. They're not sponsoring the video and otherwise had no influence on the review. So thank you for the pens, Artistro. Now let's dive in and have some fun. The product packaging feels high quality. The back includes a visual guide of all of the markers included, 8 basic colors, and 8 similar metallic versions, giving you a total of 16 brush tip pens. The box feels sturdy, well made, and I'd be comfortable continuing to store the markers in it after opening the package. I especially like the magnetic seal, which makes opening and closing the box really easy and convenient. Each of these pens has a brush tip, which I like because you can get thick or thin line weights just by varying the pressure you use while writing. To test out the markers, I'll try them on both black and white paper, which are 2 of my most common use cases. The white paper that I'll be using is Strathmore Bristol paper, and the black paper that I'll be using is Strathmore Black Artigain paper. I'll grab 1 sheet of each paper and zip through drawing some boxes to color in with each of the 16 pens. On each sheet of paper, I will fill in the regular color and then the metallic color right next to it. So regular, metallic. Let's go ahead and fill in here. Wow, I'm actually pretty happy with that. That's quite saturated. We'll see how it looks when it dries. We'll do the orange over here. Wow, it's very saturated on the white paper for sure. We'll see how opaque it stays while the ink dries. Next, I'll use the gold and fill that in right next to it. That is actually pretty cool. I really do like that metallic gold look there. Let's see how it looks on white paper. Still looks really nice. I would say it's got a bit of a greenish tint to the gold. Let's try the next color, white. So far, it's not the most opaque white that I've ever used. I'm gonna try giving it a shake and see if that makes a difference. So this is the second pass of white. I feel like that made it a little bit more opaque. On the white paper, I'm obviously not expecting a whole lot. It just looks like it fills it in with a slightly reflective white color. Let's try out silver now. And I'm gonna give each of these a little bit of a shake now. I really do like the metallic look of that silver. And let's add, I think it actually looks really great on the white paper too. As the ink dried on the black and white pages, I would say on the black page now that silver actually looks a little bit more white right now. We're now moving on to red. That's a pretty nice red. I'll fill in the second half, or the right half of the block, with a second layer just to see how it looks. I'll go back now and do the same thing with the white and the orange just to see what kind of a difference this makes. Even though I do think for the white, it technically was already 2 passes with the white marker. Now the red on the white paper. I feel like this red has more of a pinkish hue to it. And now the metallic red on the white paper next. Moving on to the blue next. That actually looks like a really nice, maybe almost a daylight blue on the black paper. And fill in that right half one more time. I feel like when I shake it up, it does get a lot more saturated, but as the ink dries, especially on the black paper, it does tend to fade. On to the metallic blue. That's actually a very cool color. Now let's fill in the metallic version here. All right, on to the yellow. That's actually a really bright yellow on first pass. And I shook up the pen. Let's do a second pass on the right side. And I just realized I forgot to do the blue, so we'll come back and do the blue once more as a second pass next. But now on the white paper, I really do like that yellow, especially on the white paper. Now let's come back with the bronze. That's a really nice bronze. I really do like that one. Very cool. And I'll come back now and then try out that right side. Let's try out the green now. This one looks very saturated on the black paper on the first application. Let's try it on the white paper now. And we'll fill in the right half. Now for the metallic green. It's a very faint green tint to this. I would say it's almost a greenish silver. And now on the white paper, definitely a less saturated green on that side. Next, we'll try out the brown. So far going down on the black paper, that does look like a pretty nice brown. Although it does look, upon letting it dry for a couple of seconds, that it is going to get less opaque. Very opaque and saturated on the white paper for sure. And then we'll go over this right half one more time. The metallic version of this one is a metallic purple. And again, just like with the previous color, I feel like this is kind of a light rose or a very faint violet metallic purple on the black paper. And the saturated color comes out a little bit more pronounced on the white paper. Okay, I'm not expecting to see too much on this black paper because this next one is a black pen, but we'll see what happens. It does give more of a dark gray coloration, so you can actually see it as it dries on the black paper. And now on the white paper, for sure a very, very dark gray or black. And the final color I just checked, and it is listed as metallic black. Let's see how this looks. This should be pretty cool. It looks like a very dark silver. And on the white paper. And there you have it, all 16 colors from the Artistro paint pens, the 16 color set on both black and white paper. Overall, I enjoyed using these pens and can see myself using them for the type of art that I love making. I like the brush tips, and every pen works straight out of the box with no ink flow issues. The colors are really nice and vivid on white paper, and I love that there are metallic versions of each of the pens included. I'm kind of a sucker for metallic inks and paints. The pens also write on black paper, although the colors do tend to be less vivid and more transparent. Almost like writing with chalk. I don't see that necessarily as a good or bad thing. It all depends on what you need for the type of art that you're creating. Thanks again to Artistro for sending over these pens, and I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a fantastic day. See you next time.